the first word that comes to your mind when you hear PGA Championship?
Trophy. Is a smile, is that just, can an emotion of a smile work?
This year, Major Championship golf begins where it often culminates. The PGA Championship is usually the last major of the year, but in 2020, it is now the first. In many ways, the PGA Championship is quintessentially the people's major. The PGA features 20 of the best PGA of America professionals. I sat down with 3 of these hustling competitors, along with this guy, Rich Beem, who notched his own PGA Championship victory famously against Tiger Woods in 2002. I have a feeling like your life is very unique. Do you have that feeling also?
Yeah, there's no doubt it's unique. It's certainly a life that I never expected. I can promise you that, Erik.
When you say PGA professional, what does that say about you?
I think it just flows through my blood. It's the only thing that I've ever done since I was 4 years old.
Not in a million years did I ever expect to be doing what I'm doing, and not only be in the role that I have with Sky Sports Golf, but also the journey that got me here.
Being a PGA professional, it's been something that's part of my life forever. My dad is a lifelong member of the PGA.
Grew in love with the game in my backyard, and ever since then I just figured golf was going to be my road to my life.
My dad being a professional in the PGA of American organization, and then my granddad who taught him the game, and who I played with a lot as a kid in LA. I think I fell in love with it because I got to spend a lot of time with my granddad, which was, for me, it was great because he was such a unique character. And then getting to travel around the world with my dad as he worked in New Mexico, then in Panama, then in Berlin, Germany. So getting to see the world because of golf at an early age, to me, is very unique, and I didn't take it for granted, but I thought that, I'd like to do this again someday.
When you're in the business, I guess as long as I have been, as a PGA professional since 1991, playing since I was 4, I'm 49 now. The community is, it's just everybody that loves the game.
When did you first say, I got this thing I want to do that everyone's going to tell me is not possible?
Yeah, I've always been, as a playing golfer, I'm very much a late bloomer compared to all my friends. My friends were, just one level above me in high school. They went to play D1, I went to play D2. After college, I didn't know if I was worthy to turn pro and chase the mini tour, so I played it for a little while, but I quit early. And all my other buddies went on the web, or some got some tour status. Meanwhile, I'm coming along and doing my PGA program, and at age 30, I'm kind of, playing a few PGA championships, and then here closer to 40 is kind of when my game is peaking. It's just the story of my golf career. I'm just trying to chip away, get a little better, compound interest, and now here I am near 40 and happen to be playing my best golf and hanging with the younger tour players now.
It's been this game that's been so great to me. It's funny because when I quit playing golf and started getting into the TV component of things, what I found was there was a lot of guys that were fairly jaded about the game, and they didn't practice, they didn't play, they didn't want to get out there and really compete anymore. And for me, that was never a thought. I just thought, you know what? I love this game so much. I continue to bring my golf clubs with me. I've got them with me today, and I'm just, every chance I get, I go out there and either hit balls, chip, putt, play if I can. I'm just going to enjoy every lasting moment because I can't find anything better to do. This is it.
Marty Jertson, Ping's Vice President of Fitting and Performance in Phoenix, Arizona, was tied for 36th at 1 over par after the 36-hole cut.
Feels phenomenal. I mean, this course is such a challenge, but like all the players have been saying, it's set up fair. If you hit the shots, you get rewarded. I've been doing a lot of work on my power game, and I needed it first couple days. So this is my lifelong dream to make the cut in a major. So I'm on cloud 9 right now.
15th hole at Bethpage Black is one of my favorite holes on earth. It's a monster and plays over par. What did you do on Sunday on 15?
15 on Sunday. I hit my drive Oh man, I hit my drive to the right, and I was in the semi-rough, which was longer than the average rough anywhere else, as you know, during the PGA Championship. And I think I swung as hard as I could with a 5-wood out of that rough from 200 playing a gazillion, you know?
Yeah, it's coming at you and it's like 3 stories up.
Yeah, and I didn't get that 5-wood up the hill. It went up the fairway, it trickled back down, and, you know, typical Bethpage, you got an 80-yard shot trying to get up and down for par.
Yeah, and you're looking at a 2-tier green. Yeah, and you're blind to it. So, and you don't have a laser. Does your cat? I'm sorry, I'm tweaking out right now because I just love this hole. I parred it once and I was like, whoa. So you got this 80-yard pitch. Like where are you looking?
Yeah, I think I could barely see the pin if I remember right. And 80 yards, and then your lie's like this, you know, and it's uphill. I mean, it's probably playing 120 even though it's 80.
See, now this is where I get really interested to talk to a guy like you, because you've got technical mind, science mind. I imagine you and Bryson would have a wonderful conversation. How does that sort of designer and engineer brain function for you on the golf course? Is it an advantage?
Yeah, you know what? I'm pretty technical with the way I play. Like, I do calculations for the temperature and the elevation at the golf course on my yardages. I'm very specific on how I read the lie, and I know what the friction's going to do, how much the friction coefficient's going to change with short irons, the long irons, how much it's going to change the spin, carry distance, and things of that nature. Even when I putt, I know probability, make percentages, and when to lag and more green light my putting and try to make it versus red light it and try to lag. So, you know, you add all that up together, and this probably contributes to me being less talented than most, but, you know, being able to score with the guys once in a while.
There were 3 club professionals who made the cut, and going into the final round, Ryan Vermeer from Happy Hollow Club in Omaha, Nebraska was leading the trio.
Because what are you doing in the weeks before playing Bethpage? I don't know what was going on in your life then in 2019.
You know, leading up to it, I actually was playing a lot of golf because we had our Club Pro Championship, you know, literally we finished like 11 days before Bethpage started. So there was very little lag time in between qualifying and actually going to play. That was pretty sharp. I mean, my golf game obviously was good. I was playing golf and practicing, so that was definitely of benefit to me.
But in the end, it was Rob Labritz from Glen Arbor Golf Club in Bedford Hills, New York, who captured low PGA Club Professional honors at 10 over par.
Are you a bit of a celebrity in this community?
I'm just doing what I love. I love the game of golf. You can call me that, great. It might sound really cool, but I'm just Rob, PGA Professional, father of 2. 1 more to come here in another few months. So, you know, I'm just a blessed man who loves the game of golf.
Did you ever kind of dream about this Cinderella story of becoming the PGA champion, right? Did that must have entered its mind at some point? It's the perfect championship for Rich Beem.
It really is. I never thought about it that way. It truly is the perfect one for me. When I made it on tour, my second major was the PGA Championship at Medina, and I'd played in the Open Championship earlier that year in Carnoustie when the debacle happened with John Van de Velde and whatnot. And I thought, if this is how the Open Championship is run, I can't play this golf course because it's way too hard. It's going to be like this every year, which thankfully it wasn't. But when I played Medina, I thought, this is how a golf course, a championship test should be. It's extremely difficult, but you get rewarded for good shots and you get penalized for bad ones. And I thought, this is it. When I stepped on the first tee at the PGA on Monday, I was the first one out there. I fell in love with the golf course right then and there, and I thought to myself, I've got good as chance as anybody in this thing. I really did.
You're coming down the stretch on Sunday in O2. Are you looking at the leaderboard? Are you aware of this potential different outcome than you winning?
Well, you know, thankfully I did look at the leaderboard, and it almost hurt me because I looked at leaderboards, but the reason I looked at it is because when I made the birdie on 13, it was right in my through line, and then I figured out that I got a 6-stroke lead with 5 to go. And then you kind of think, well, this ball's in my court. I'm kind of the only one that can screw this thing up. And that round was probably one of the best rounds I've ever played. Ball striking wise, I didn't miss a fairway. I get up the next tee shot and I hit it right down the middle of the fairway, find a divot, and end up making bogey. And I'm thinking, oh boy. When you know that it's yours to kind of lose, you think some people would start playing defense, but that was never going to be my MO. I was going to try and play offense as best I could the entire way through. I never thought about what it would be like to win it. I never thought about what Tiger was doing. I never thought about anything other than what myself and then watching Justin Leonard do. That was my only focus all day long. Keep making birdies if you can, and let's ride this thing out so we get to the 72nd hole. But yeah, I can honestly say I never once thought about what Tiger was doing.
The road to the 2020 PGA Championship is upon us, quickly approaching. San Francisco is in your travel plans. Can you talk a little bit about what you're looking for from your 8th major as a PGA professional?
I want to play some great practice rounds with some of the best players on the planet. I want to play with the Tigers and the Brookses and the Justin Thomases and the Webb Simpsons and anybody that's in the field is one of the great players. And I want to get to know Harding Park, and then I want to go out there and play to the best of my ability.
I act like I get to play in a PGA every year, but the first 3 of them I played in, they were in hot weather. I was in Atlanta, Kiowa, St. Louis when Tiger sweating through his shirt. And I tell you what, I love Northern California golf. Going up there, the head pro up there emailed me the other day, said bring your beanie and your sweaters. I'm just so looking forward to the nice weather, the atmosphere, the trees, everything about Northern California golf. Absolutely love it.
So some travel questions. You've traveled a lot. You've lived out of a suitcase for thousands of days?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Tell me about that.
Obviously those are some of the best times of my life. I mean, there's nothing more exciting to me than going to pursue the next adventure. That was kind of my approach when I played. You could leave one week in the past and move on to the next week, and if you kind of rolled with it and had fun with it, it kind of led the monotony to be exciting.
Excluding the golf, what city has been the most fun to visit, and why? Is it a hotel, restaurant? Is it sightseeing?
I'm kind of like a loner who likes to be sort of secluded, believe it or not. Even though I'm a director of golf and kind of around people all the time, I love the nature of it. So I'd probably have to say, Whistling Straits out in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. You got Lake Michigan right there. I love to fish. So, for me, it's getting out and kind of getting away into the open space. So I like that one probably the best.
How old is Rob when he says, I want to play in a major?
Wow, that's another good question. You got some good questions. I was probably, I'd have to say 12 to 13 because I just finished playing. I was playing baseball a little bit too and played. I was pretty good, but I remember the day. I was 12 years old and I couldn't wait. We were in our town championship and I couldn't wait for the town championship to end so I could get in the golf course. So once I got to the golf course, I just knew that was my sport that I wanted because I was so happy there. And I never played baseball again. And that's, I guess, so, fast forward a year or two, started playing in tournaments, 13, 14, started doing well, I guess. And it's not just that I was doing well. I just love to hit the golf ball and try to curve it, flight it, hit it in the hole. I don't know. It was, whatever it was, the sport, grabbed onto me.
Remember back to First Tee 2002, Sunday at the PGA Hazeltine. Now, you've got that in your mind. Can you help us all as amateurs calm our nerves on the first tee? Well, what do we do? How do we do that? You did it. How do we do it?
The first thing you got to do is embrace them. I think too many times guys get nervous and you fight it and you try and say, stop being so nervous. Why am I so nervous? Well, you're nervous because you care. You're there because you put the time and effort and energy into doing it. So if you're nervous on the first tee or the last hole of the club championship, Erik, that you really want to win, well, isn't this what you wanted? So try and enjoy it. Trust me, when I play in the PGA Championship every single year, I am as nervous from the opening tee shot. I very rarely have a shot where it doesn't have my full attention, but I love it.
The 102nd PGA Championship at San Francisco's TPC Harding Park is a momentous return to major championship golf. The field is set and the PGA of America professionals are packing their bags. All that's left is the 72 holes that decide our next PGA champion.